And who knows but that you have been called for such a time as this. Esther 4. I wonder, what if this ancient wisdom calls across the soundscapes of times and places to speak to us today? What if you and I, what if we have been called for such a time as this? These are critical days for spiritual growth, theological reflection, community transformation. And I think that whatever else we conclude about COVID-19 as we look back in the weeks and months ahead, whatever else we know about COVID-19, I believe we can say without reservation that we are called to the work of sharing God's love, mercy, and grace for just such a time as this. Esther chapter 4, the biblical text where you hear that phrase, for such a time as this, that text is not in the Revised Common Lectionary. This means that many Christian communities do not hear or reflect on this text in their worship contexts. And yet the story of Esther is powerful and prophetic and timely. We discover in this ancient story a community in crisis. We encounter tragedy. We hear God's call. We consider risk, vulnerability, and power in responding to what God wants us to do, who God wants us to be. These themes are also contemporary, and we have an opportunity to explore similar themes in a whole array of biblical stories. So, I'm excited about the coming biblical study on leadership. And I invite you to join us as we explore the Advent season stories of Nathan, John the Baptist, Mary the mother of Jesus, and the Magi. All four were extraordinary leaders who were called for just such a time as they found themselves in. They were leaders who faced fears and uncertainties as they tried to be faithful to God in their times and places. Join us as we lean in and listen to what new wisdom we can hear in these ancient voices. My hope? Together we will hear a liberating word. We will encounter God in these stories. We will encounter something new about our own lives and about our communities. And we will discern together how we can embody God's mercy, love, and grace for just such a time as this.